August 11th, 2015. We're going to go to the CERN site and look at the current conditions there. Remember they had blown the circuitry that controls one of the large magnets in the Atlas section of the Large Hadron Collider. Momentarily they got it up this morning and went straight back down without achieving much power. Later in the day, they had the circuitry replaced, and it was up and running hot. We'll take a look at it before this video is over and see exactly where it's at. We'll go there live. But if you think about the events that have happened on this planet in the past and the ones that are about to happen, future events, many have been prophesized and warned about. Now, not much out of Geneva is talked about, except from one man, and that was Nostradamus. And he has proven that he talked about World War II and Hitler, things like that. So it may be something to kind of pay attention to. I'm not saying all prophecies are from God, but you never know. But he's been right about a lot of things, and this one's interesting. So let's take a look at it. It says, Quatrain 44. Into English, it says, leave Geneva, every last one of you. That's where CERN is. Saturn from gold to iron will be changed. The opposing RAYPOZ will exterminate all. Before it has started, the sky will show signs. And notice in the French version in the second paragraph there that RAYPOZ, that's the word, and it was in all capital letters, written in by the hand of Nostradamus. It was an important word. Nobody's really sure what it's talked about. Some are talking about positron rays, or not. No one's for sure. But if you remember in the video last night, it said that they were going to go into, in November, into changing from these lead ions and these particle collisions to the gold. Remember that part? We'll take a look at it. We'll look at the calendar again. But again, leave Geneva. Every last one of you. Saturn from gold to iron will be changed. The opposing RAYPOZ will exterminate all. Before it has started, the sky will show signs. Now, if you go on down through this, it doesn't appear to be a worldwide event. It appears to be local to that area as far as the first impacts of this event. Now let's look at Quatrain 81. It says, tears, cries, and laments, howls, terror, heart inhuman, cruel, black, and chilly. Lake of Geneva, the Isle of Gens mainly affected. Blood to pour out, for fame, mercy to none. Now these that's 3 different locations that he's talking about there. Lake of Geneva, the Isles, and of Gens. And I went to a map, and I'll show you that. I marked them off. We'll get an idea of exactly the locations that he gave. If you put a circle in that section, you'll see it's probably a 200-kilometer area. Again, tears, cries, laments, howls, terror, hearts inhuman. What does that make you think of? Satan is not human. The demons are not human. Cruel, black, and chilly. Again, the locations mainly affected, blood to pour out, mercy to none. Before we go to the map, let's go back to this first section at 44. 4 lines, each one are important. It says, leave Geneva, everybody. Saturn from gold to iron will be changed. We're going to look at that on the map. The opposing RAYPOZ will exterminate all, whatever it is. We know what is in Geneva. Before it starts, the sky will show signs. Now, does that mean right before it goes to full power and all hell breaks loose that we're going to start seeing some type of events in the sky? We've seen it affect the magnetopoles of our planet. And it will not be up until full power, I don't think, until they start running the gold ion collisions. There's one other quatrain, and it's number 10, that I want to look at because it caught my eye. It says, the serpent is put into the vault of iron, where 7 children of the king are held. The ancestors and forebears will come forth from the dead, lamenting to see thus dead the fruit of their line. There's a lot said there. You're talking about a serpent. Now, they're talking about a vault of iron. They don't say circle. They don't say which king. But the ancestors and forebears coming forth from the dead definitely point to something very strange happening. We talked about this gate opening. And the lamenting to see thus dead the fruit of their line. Will it open the gate? But what did Nostradamus say? Get out of Geneva, leave everyone. Because during the process, will the fruit of their line that's still there be destroyed in this event? But will it open the gate? Think about this. Let's take a look at the map. I went and marked the 3 locations that were mentioned in the quatrain about leaving in the areas that are affected, guys. Let's check it out. Now, Geneva, Lake Le Mans is what he's talking about there, that area, and CERN is exactly where I've got the bottom pointer and the red. Now, the other locations, and I'll pull this up, check it out, pulls you right into the CERN building. We marked it there. Now, he doesn't say that building, that's 17 miles wide. He says from this lake, but it's a wide area. I drew the line straight up to both places that he mentioned. So if you're looking at probably 175 to 200 kilometers in that area. I'm not sure, guys. I didn't draw it out on the map, but it's a wide area. But there's the isle that he's talking about right there. And here is Gens if you come down this line. So you've got a pretty wide area that he's talking about. It will be felt. Now, of course, the population was much less at that point, but he was looking into the future. So if something bad happened, he's talking about this wide of an area being affected. Will it be out in the circle? Will it be through that area because of the geographic, the mountains, things like that, guys, the location where it's at, the fault lines, who knows? But those are the areas that he mentioned. And if you draw a circle from there, that is a wide area. Look at the amount of people that would be involved in that. Now, one of the things that CERN has done has taken technology and information that's been developed from the other colliders around the world, and now in this new run that we're seeing, all of that's coming together there. But this is an article that goes back a couple of years. It says Golden Hints About the Early Universe, and this is coming out of Brookhaven. That's here in the United States, guys. It says earlier low energy RHIC experiments using gold. AU plus AU found electric polarization, a small separation of positive and negative charges in the overlap region where the ions collided. This effect was potentially worrying since quantum chromodynamics require chiral or mirror symmetry. There's that word symmetry again. There should be no inherent left or right-handedness resulting from strong force interactions. It should stay the same. However, this quantum chromodynamics, which is the QCD, does allow violations of the symmetry at higher temperatures. Is that what they're trying to do, violate the symmetry? As long as they average out over all the collisions. These violations may have played a role in the early universe, when more matter was produced than antimatter, according to the BNL's Vigdor. Now, they're talking about the Big Bang again here. But it says AU plus AU gold. Collisions result in strong magnetic fields. They're about to change. Now, they already have a very strong magnetic field that's 100,000 times more powerful than our planet. Like I said, now they're transferring all this information to Geneva. This article, More Exotic Quark Matter, talks about with much higher energies available at the LHC, researchers are using it to examine a high-temperature region. Now, this article was before they cranked back up this year, guys. Think about this. It says, to give a sense of how preliminary they are, CERN announced yesterday that the LHC has achieved the highest human-made temperature yet, but hasn't been able to determine exactly what that temperature is. It's about 38% larger than the previous record from the RHIC, again back at Brookhaven, which was about 4 trillion degrees Celsius. Such high energy should help make clear the structure. Think about that. These high temperatures and this luminosity go hand in hand. That high temperature you're talking about star temperature, neutron star temperature. Very high. Now we're going live to CERN. It's 4:52 as I'm doing this now, Central Time this afternoon. But there's having a ramp down. It says protection dump, multiple system dump. You see that? Trip of the RB8A78 again. Same one as last night. That's one of the circuits to control the magnets in Atlas, the giant machine. And those magnets in that circuit, if I'm reading the diagram right, they control the beam. In other words, they focus it so that they can match them and create the collisions. Again, a circuit shorted, but it increased the temperature here. Actually, this morning, guys, before that circuit shorted, I was watching this thing run at full power, and the temperature had already started to rise there. When you look at that scale at 1.8 to 2, to where they have to keep this thing, that temperature down to achieve almost the speed of light, it's minus 271 degrees Fahrenheit. It's pretty cold, so they're creating a tremendous amount of heat. You see what we're dealing with there? Maybe Nostradamus was right. Leave Geneva. And you can see what happened early in the morning right here in this bottom. They had tried to start up and it went back down. Later in the day, it came back up and they reached this peak here. That's right here in the top part. And you're running at full power. The beams actually look like they were breaking that normal peak line. Do you see that? We're a little hotter. And that's what happens. These guys do not care. It has gotten so evil that they're showing it to us in our face. They're trying to open that gate. And they don't care if they destroy everything and everyone around them to achieve that. Human life means nothing to these people. Although it's shut down now, you can see right here at about 1900 hours, again, UTC is 2 hours behind CERN time. Right there's a peak in the luminosity performance, and that's when it shut down. Something in that circuit is they're trying to override their bounds, guys, as they're trying to push this power past the point that they've agreed to, keeping it 6.5 TeV per beam up to 13 total. It's shorting out. They will go in and fix this. They're going to continue until they blow themselves up, open the gate, or whatever. But they're very determined to do one or the other. And they may be doing both at the same time. And here in the beam dump page, you can see to where they were slightly losing control in the left section of both beam 1 and beam 2, red and blue sections of this thing. And that's got exactly to do with the Atlas magnet that controls the focus of these beams. If they lose that control, then it's like a train jumping the tracks. They have to shut it down at that point, guys. But we're watching it. Again, I wanted to point at that particular Nostradamus prophecy out because it never really fit anything else until this point. We'll see. It's just interesting. It's a heads up. Be safe. By the way, guys, don't forget what we're doing on our new website, FukushimaRadiation.info. I'll link to it. We had a guy that has worked 30 years in the media business, designed a billboard, sent it to us, and it's amazing. It looked really good. You can see it on the site. There's even a page dedicated to that if you'll look at digital billboard at the in the navigation at the top of the first page. Check that. I did a great job, and it's something to focus on. So let's get the job done, guys. $1 a piece. We'll be there. Be safe.